Hey guys, it's Faye here. We're gonna get service started real soon. So if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure that you share our post, all right? Tell your friends. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, all right? We're gonna get started real soon. On the Bay. My name is Faith Tatiana Albernas, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to assist Reverend Chris today on this very special service. I hope you guys are all doing great. A couple things before we start service. So 2020 has posed unprecedented and monumental challenges due to a global pandemic, world climate emergency, racial and social injustices, and a lot more. Are you grieving the personal loss of a loved one, a relationship, your job, or maybe your health? Do you need a safe place to talk about your heartbreak and be heard without judgment? Well, join psychotherapist Inga Singelman and Reverend Juan for a 3-session grief group composed of prayer, journaling, and sacred sharing in a compassionate, non-judgmental space. You can join for one or all 3 sessions. We start on October 31st, online at 10 a.m. Visit our website to register right now, unityonthebay.org. Next, our next board meeting is coming up. It's at 7 p.m. on October 22nd online. All are welcome to attend. There will be a moment in the beginning to hear remarks from the community. Attendees will be updated on the financial health of our community, hear the senior minister's report, and be present for the blessings of the outgoing tithes. You'll have to register beforehand to receive the Zoom link to attend. Please arrive on time if you have remarks to make. Thank you so much. And now, without any further ado, here's Reverend Chris.
Thank you, Faye, and good morning, Unity on the Bay. It's great to be with you here in your positive path for spiritual living. Perhaps in these days through which we have traversed of late, it is more significant than ever for us to realize the blessing of spiritual community in our lives, the blessing of a way of life that shares with us the possibilities of being able to move forward in a positive way and to hold to that truth that's our nature and that's our destiny. So thank you so much for being with us this morning. I want to encourage you to get involved in the service this morning. Look down below to the section where you see the comments and interact with us. We'll be there to have that exchange with you. Don't forget our Kids Zone. You can go online at unityonthebay.org to find out information about how your children can right now in this moment be engaged in activity of their own so that you and your young ones are learning and growing together. If this is your first or second Unity on the Bay experience, I invite you to take a moment to text us, NEW, to 305-573-9191. Again, that number, which should be below you in the comments section, is NEW, text NEW to 305 573-9191. Thank you so much for being a part of this experience with us today. We know and believe with all of our heart that you're here by divine appointment. I always like to remind you, because I always like to remind myself, Unity on the Bay, of the power of our spoken word and the importance of recognizing that every word that crosses upon the threshold of our lips has behind it a certain level of power, a certain level of attraction. I'm going to invite you to exercise that power of your spoken word with me now as we affirm together our Building Our Future affirmation. We give thanks that Unity on the Bay's right and perfect home is manifesting under the guidance of God. Bring that same power of your spoken word to bear as together we affirm the core values that make up our spiritual community. These are those qualities that we have deemed most important as we bring forth our vision and our mission into daily life. Diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, spirit-led, wisdom. Now I invite you to close your eyes with me for a moment, if that's possible and comfortable for you, as together we release ourselves from the compelling appearances and conditions of time and space around and about us. How important it is at this moment, at this time, to remember the truth of who we are and the truth of all of life. In essence, it has nothing to do with anybody or anything that's happening outside of us. It has everything to do with the presence and the power of the divine love that indwells us. Dear friend, your true nature is to love. Your true nature is to be love, to speak love, and to live from a space of love. And when you are engaged in the expression of this truth of your being, you're always in a spectacular space wherein life comes to you easily and effortlessly because you're not standing in the way through your own judgments, through your own fears. Once and for all, you've been liberated into the recognition that love is all there is. Love is always the answer to whatever may be seeming to hold you back in your life right now. There is nothing that a deeper realization and recognition of God's love cannot bring forth for you in this moment. Join me in focusing your full attention and intention on the recognition of the love of God, the love of the universe that has your back. Not just here and there, now and then, but in each and every exquisite moment of your life. Let love lead the way. Be a rebel for the power of love as you make the decision to choose love over fear. And as you begin a journey in your life unlike any one you have ever traveled before, one in which there is deep reward and a constant revelation of the richness and the wealth and the fullness and the wholeness that is yours and mine by divine birthright. This we pray in the name, in the nature, and through the power of love, the power that we are, the power of God. Amen.
Good morning, Unity on the Bay, and thank you so much for that wonderful prayer, Reverend Chris. Always beautiful. And indeed, love is the answer, which leads us to this next section you're going to be very excited about as much as I am. I know that you, like all of us up here, miss our music ministry with the band and the choir every Sunday. So you're going to get a treat and see them now in our next virtual music ministry video. And there are going to be some very special surprises in the lead singer, so you're really, really going to enjoy it. I know that. And I want to give a special shout out to the amazing Rachel Davis, who did the video editing, and to Charles Dye, who did the sound mixing. And with all of that in mind, I wanted to also give you an opportunity. If you've wanted to be singing with us up here like in the old days, the pre-lockdown days, this is an opportunity for you to reach out to me and to us and to sing with us for our next virtual video. So all you have to do is email me at dale@unityonthebay.org, and you can find that on the website, and I will put you in touch with my right-hand, left-hand person, Susan Rosler, the administrator of the choir. So please enjoy.
That was incredible, wasn't it, Unity on the Bay? And it was just so amazing to see Sammy and to see Terry. Long time no see, baby, I miss you. Ruth, incredible, incredible. If you guys have missed the other compilation videos, go check them out. They are fantastic. I mean, they really are. Put a little love in your... Okay, I'm not going to sing, but if you want to join the choir, make sure that you email Dale, because it's just amazing to share your talents with your spiritual community. So it is now time for our daily word, and I am super excited. This is a big special treat for me. These are two of my favorite people that are reading the daily word. One so happens to be Reverend Juan's husband, and the other little cutie is Reverend Juan's mini-me, Lucas. So the daily word is going to be read today by Tom and Lucas. Take it away.
We are blessed to share the daily word for October 18, 2020, which is steadfast. Today is a special day as well for our family. It is the birthday of someone who has remained a steadfast part of the love and laughter found in our home.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Happy birthday to my husband, Reverend Juan. Today's word, steadfast. I am a steadfast spiritual seeker.
No matter where I may be on my path, sometimes my spiritual life feels easy and sometimes it feels hard.
There are times I enjoy new insights, blissful clarity, and peace. Other times I may struggle, feeling stuck and directionless, or even lonely on my walk with God. At times like these, I renew my commitment to my spiritual path. Although my attention may have wandered, the divine presence within me has always remained steadfast, as near as my next thought.
Wherever I am in space, time, or consciousness, I discover the love, strength, and wisdom of God expressing through me.
If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. That's from Psalms 139, verses 9 through 10. Ready? Happy Sunday, Unity on the Bay, and happy birthday, Papa Juan. We love you. Mwah.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Lucas. You guys did fantastic. I knew you would. At this time, as we prepare for a time of guided meditation led by one of the most long-standing and amazing sacred servers, Angela RIBEIRO, I want to remind you that if you have any prayer intentions that you want to submit, send them our way. You can do so in the comment section right there, or you can go to our website, unityonthebay.org/prayer. Our prayer chaplains will be answering each and every prayer intention sent our way. So now let us ease into a time of meditation with this song by Dale and Anthony, and we're going to put the lyrics up on the screen for you to follow along.
This song is by our beloved congregant and music ministry member, John Davis. Look inside, find the joy, find the love of God. Just look inside your soul. You are the light of the world. Just look inside your soul. You are the light of the world. Look inside, find the hope, find the peace of God. Just look inside your heart. You are the light of the world. Just look inside your heart. You are the light of the world. Just look inside your heart. You are the light of the world.
So I invite you to close your eyes for a moment and let us take a deep breath together. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. And as you breathe out, let go of any thought about the future, any concern that you may have been experiencing, and just bring your attention to your physical body. As you allow yourself to experience this deep sense of relaxation, of inner stillness, as you go deeper and deeper into the depth of silence within yourself. Just become aware of your own presence, your own life. Feel your own vibration and remind yourself that all the things that you have been looking for outside of yourself is fully present in the depth of that silence. The love, the wisdom, the abundance, the protection, all yours for the taking. So allow yourself in this very moment to be fully embraced by the love of the universe. Realize that right here and right now, you are loved, you are protected, and that there is nothing to fear. So begin to release any fear and any anxiety that you may be holding at a subconscious level. Allow yourself to experience this deep and profound sense of peace. The peace that passes all understanding. The universe has your back. Know that to be the truth as you allow yourself to go even deeper into a state of presence, into a state of inner peace, and open your heart to receive and be bathed by the love of God, which is all providing. That's your heritage. Allow this love to uplift you, to embrace you, to nurture you. Notice within yourself a sense of joy and contentment rising up. That's your natural state of being. You are it. You are peace. You are abundance. You are powerful. Feel your own vibration rising up as you claim your divine identity. Repeat silently to yourself. I and God are one. I stand on holy ground. That which I have been looking for, I already am. The search is over. This day, I claim that which is mine by divine rights. Infinite love and abundance. My heart sings with joy, and I am free. And little by little, with the heart filled with confidence and trust in the universe, begin to bring your attention back to your body, back to the room where you are, feeling rejuvenated, rejoiced, and confident. And whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And welcome back. Thank you.
There's a new earth on the horizon, made of light, not of stone, calling out to all creation, you are not alone. Lions and lambs, every person, best of friends, frenemies, young and old, beautiful rainbow, they're all in you and me. We are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Oh yeah. Out in the cold, there are faces hidden by the wind and rain. Hold out your hand, someone will take it and bring you home again. Yes, we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Around the world tonight, the fires are burning, tears are falling from the sky. Still the world keeps turning. We are one heart, one soul, one dream we share together. We are all a part. Yes, we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. we are one. Yes, we are all a part of one heart.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, George. Amazing. Thank you, Anthony. You know, I still remember the first time I walked into 411, our old building, and heard this voice coming through the sound system. And I looked on the stage, and I couldn't see where it was coming from. And it was coming from you. And it continues to come through you every time you bring those beautiful harmonies into sync with the rest of the singers. Thank you for being so multi-talented. And thank you, Dale, for pulling us all together. It's so always good to have George back. Greetings, everybody. We are in week number 5 of studying The Universe Has Your Back. We all want to feel like somebody has our back, don't we? When the universe has your back, you have the ability to transform fear to faith. Those are the words coming to us from Gabby Bernstein in our 6-week study of her amazing book. This morning we're going to be touching on a new way of being, a new way of being. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's not a new way of being. I called the talk that because she references it in her book, but it's really a very old way of being. It's your original way of being, and it's beautiful. More on that in a moment, but before I get into my message, I want to just take a moment to praise our virtual choir. Were they not amazing this morning? Absolutely. I want to thank Dale for pulling it all together as he's done so many times now to bring these virtual performances to you. I also want to thank Charles Dye, our magnificent sound man who's been with us for so many years. I want to thank the leads, in particular our dear friend and woman with the voice of an angel, Terry DeSario, Rachel Davis, who not only sings beautifully and plays beautifully for us from week to week when we're in person, but also did all of the video work to put it together, the editing. Very time-consuming process, and we're so grateful for her. Also, Ruth Palmieri and Sammy Rodriguez were singing the leads on that. So thanks to everybody. It takes a village, and we've got a beautiful one right here in our music ministry. I also want to take a moment to say, happy birthday, Reverend Juan. You know, I've told you many times, and I'll tell you again, we're so blessed to have his presence in this ministry, the genius and the brilliance that he brings every week to us. Especially want to acknowledge his family, and they are a beautiful family indeed that delivered the daily word for us this morning. His husband Tom and his delightful young son Lucas. So happy birthday to Juan and many, many more. It's always a joy to celebrate that man's day of arrival on this particular episode of his human journey. So somebody asked me the other day, Chris, how long does it take you to write a talk to present to us on a Sunday morning? And I had to answer honestly. I said, about 66 years. Now, without divulging my age, I'll just tell you that every talk I deliver to you is a composite of years and years of material. I've been writing the talk I'm sharing with you this morning for a very long time. Why does it take so long? Because I have to learn the material myself. And as you've heard me say before, it's a lifetime of learning. It's still ever and always underway. Ask a question of you this morning, and I want you to give me an honest answer. How are you doing? How are you doing? Are you anxious? Are you calm? Are you depressed? Are you enthusiastic? Are you angry? Are you happy? Are you betrayed? Are you trusting? Are you worried, or are you confident? You see, it's important to check in with ourselves and each other. We often ask that question, how are you doing? And we'll say, well, I'm doing fine. But really and truly, how are you doing? Because how you are doing and how you are feeling is going to let you know about the choices that you're making in your life. When you feel really good, you're making choices for one of two things: love. If you're making choices that gravitate toward fear, you're not going to feel so good. You're going to feel bad. You see, every one of us has this magnificent emotional monitoring system within us that will let us know the content of our consciousness, of our thoughts and our feelings in any given moment. Gabby Bernstein says in the pages of this incredible book that if she could sum it up in just a few words, 2 words to be precise, those 2 words would be choose love. All these pages it takes to get us to realize the importance of choosing love, of making love our number 1 priority. Now, love is a word that is used in so many different contexts in our world today. But I think at the end of the day, we all know what love is, and we most certainly know what love isn't. We know when we're aligned with love, and we know when we're not aligned with love. We know if the feelings that we are experiencing are being generated from an awareness of love and ourselves as being the essence of love or not. Now, I could ask you if you want to build a world of love. I mean, I think you'd probably say, yeah, I'd like to build a world. I'd like to contribute to a world. I'd like to wake up in a world of love every morning. The only way we're ever going to accomplish this, my friends, is one single little tiny choice at a time. You see, we want this big revelation of love in our lives and in the world. And the only way that's ever going to happen is through a variety of individual, tiny, moment-by-moment, day-by-day choices to gravitate toward love. I invite you to join me in saying to yourself right now, and every morning of your eternal life when you awaken, I want to be an ambassador of love. Today, I want to be an ambassador of love. See, there's 2 ways that we can be in this world. One way is fear-driven. When you're fear-driven, you're looking at conditions, external in nature. You're making judgments about those conditions, and you are oftentimes condemning those conditions. In essence, you don't feel so hot. You don't feel good. You don't feel happy. You don't feel alive. You feel burdened instead. The new way of being, the original way of being, the original way that you and I were designed to live is love-driven. And when you're living in a love-driven manner, you're living unconditionally. You're not preoccupied with the conditions and circumstances taking place outside of you. You're seeking to live your life from a space of acceptance. I don't say you have to like everything, but at the end of the day, more or less, we need to approach the things, the people in our life, from a space of acceptance. And you're living in a space of support for yourself and for other people. Above all, you feel really, really good. Why do you feel good? Because love is the natural manner in which you and I are intended to live. There was a lady frantically calling her husband on his cell phone who was driving his car. And she said, "Herman, I just heard that there is a car going the wrong way on Interstate 77. And Herman responds by saying, "Heck, sweetheart, it's not one car, it's hundreds of them." You see, it's important for us to realize, my friends, that the world at large has chosen the way of fear, has chosen the way of conditioning and judgment and everything that comes along with that. A choice for love is going to have you move in the opposite direction of the vast majority of the world. And that's why, if you want to live in this manner, initially at least, until others ultimately catch on, you got to be a rebel for love. You got to be willing to go against all the conditioning. You know, when you get caught up in a judgment, have you noticed how easy it is to find other individuals to rally around you and support you in your judgment? That was terrible. That was wrong. You have every right to feel the way that you do. You have every right to be angry, to be fearful, to be upset. You see, everybody is going in the direction of fear, and you may at times find or at least feel as though you're the only one going in the direction of love. So it takes courage. It takes flat-out bravery. It takes a willingness to go against the grain of the fearful conditioning that the majority of the world has received, that has taken us away from this natural state of love, of being lovely. So the question is, would you rather be right? Would you rather be justified? Or would you rather be loving? It's important to do a little, I think, inventory, love inventory, I guess I could call it every now and then, to look at where we might be withholding love. And sometimes we got to go back a little ways because there are things that come up that we may have thought that we forgave and became loving toward. And I'm reminded of this story, and it's going to take something for me to share it. I don't think I've shared it from this platform before, but I know I've shared it with individuals. It was almost 15 years ago that I first waltzed and walked into Unity on the Bay, and I came from up north just a little ways at Unity of the Palm Beaches in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I remember it was a little overwhelming, coming down to the city of Miami, and Unity on the Bay was significantly larger than the ministry I'd been serving in Palm Beach. But I remember standing up that very first morning, and I said, "Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unity of the Palm Beaches." It was terrible. It was one of those things where it just came out of my mouth, and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. So I took a moment, and I paused, and I pulled myself together, and went on with the talk. All right, so I finished, and when I got back after the service, people were going, "I can't believe you said that. You just called Unity on the Bay, Unity of the Palm Beaches on your first Sunday. That's just not cool." And I'm down, I'm coming on myself. I can't believe I did this, okay? I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. 3 weeks later, I'm standing on the platform, Unity on the Bay. "Good morning, Unity of the Palm Beaches." And it's like, oh God, it happened again. And I remember I was pulled aside after that service, and someone got very serious with me and said, "Look, you got to stop saying Unity of the Palm Beaches when you stand up in front of Unity on the Bay." Well, to tell you the truth, it actually happened one more time. And I beat myself up over that time and time again. The reality is, even years after it happened, I would still every now and then remember those 3 Sundays when I got up and did the unforgivable. Friends, we're all human, We're all, to some degree, products of the conditioning that surrounds us. It's so important to be easy on ourselves and to be able to love ourselves even when we think we've really screwed up. Let the judgment go. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be loving. I know during this time, perhaps this is true for you too. I've been connecting with a lot of people that I haven't connected with for years. And recently I was in conversation over the phone with a friend of mine from high school. And we had not talked to each other for years, but we had started to reconnect periodically by phone. And in this particular conversation, this friend says to me, I really appreciate that we're reconnecting again, but I have to let you know. I remember that time, and understand, friends, this was almost 50 years ago, that this encounter that I'm about to describe, wherein, and I'll spare you the details, this individual believed that my behavior toward them was uncaring, arrogant, deceitful, dismissive, and they just had to fess up. 50 years ago this was, that this encounter took place. Now, the moment they started calling me uncaring and arrogant and deceitful and dismissive, I began to move into judgment. I began to move into a reaction. I began to move into defensiveness. I could actually feel it building up through my body, through the cells of my body, and the resistance and the pushing against. So what I had to do is what I'm always telling you to do. Breathe. I didn't breathe audibly like that, so I couldn't be heard over the phone. I was breathing silently. But I just breathed, and I let there be a little bit of silence. And I allowed myself to feel the defensiveness, and I realized, and this is after 66 years of practicing this stuff, that I was finally able to say, I'm in front of an opportunity to choose a loving response. So I took first I said, and this is something I learned in therapy years ago. Okay, after all of this came out about this incident from 50 years ago, is there more? I was told that's what you're supposed to say. Is there more? Hardest thing in the world when somebody's blasting you to say, is there more? Is there more that you would like to tell me? So I said that, and I got a little bit more of the remembrances of that experience, which I really didn't feel that was a part of me that wanted to say, I've learned something, and that is that you're actually seeing yourself in me. Total defensiveness, right? So I just took one more breath, and I said, I'm so sorry that you felt harmed. And I'm sorry for any part that I might have played in that. It was never my intention, and I love you. It didn't end there. It went on for a bit longer. But ultimately, you see, it doesn't matter whether it was 50 years ago, whether it was 15 years ago, whether it was yesterday. The real question is, loving, the new way of being, the loving way of being, is a series of little tiny small choices that we make in terms of how we react to circumstances and situations around us all the time. Gabby Bernstein says this: fear and separation are a pattern that must be interrupted on a moment-to-moment basis. When we fully commit to shift the pattern through prayer and meditation, we begin to rely on love more than fear. Love becomes our default, and we can redirect our thoughts and energy quickly to return to our own truth. So you see, the only reason that our natural response, our default right now, is one of fear and one of judgment and one of defensiveness is because we've become deeply ingrained in that. So we have to find a way to become more deeply ingrained in the experience of love so that it becomes more and more our natural response. It doesn't mean it's going to be right there for us in each and every moment, but it means we'll at least be able to recognize that the playing field is set up for us to make a loving choice, a loving decision to move in a loving direction. And the way that we acclimate ourselves into this new way of being is through prayer and meditation. And the reason it works so effectively is because prayer and meditation allow us to withdraw our attention and our focus from the external world of conditions, of circumstances, of likes and dislikes, of good and bad, and clear our minds of all the mental confusion that is causing these experiences, sinking and settling slowly and sweetly into the love, the state of love that is our natural birthright. And that's why prayer and meditation is a practice that we enter into again and again to absorb ourselves into this awareness of God's presence, the presence of love in our lives, in such a way that it begins to take precedence over any sense of fear, of judgment, of condemnation. Gabby tells us in the pages of The Universe Has Your Back to witness our fear without judgment. These are the ways in which we can employ practices that will support us in allowing love to be our default and love to be our natural way of living. She says, do I look through the eyes of love, or do I look through the eyes of judgment? Fear and judgment are close companions, because it's only when you're making judgments that you're going to move into a space of fear, and it's only when you're fearful that you're going to be in a state of judgment. So you witness yourself. Here I am having this reaction, no judgment. This is not good or bad. I'm not good or bad. I'm not less spiritual today than I was yesterday because this is where I'm at. No judgment. Observation, awareness. I want to be aware of how I'm responding to the situation of this individual. Second, forgive the thought. And that's as simple as just recognizing, whoa, I've chosen poorly, or I'm about to choose poorly. I'm about to step into judgment and condemnation here, and that's not the space. I want to live from a new way of being, not the old fear-driven lifestyle, but the new love-driven lifestyle. So I am going to choose again. I'm going to choose again. I'm going to make the choice for love. Remember, a loving world begins with a succession of little tiny loving actions and loving responses. And then the next thing she suggests is to see the person or the circumstance as if you'd never seen it before. It's easier to love when you're seeing somebody for the first time. Have you noticed? First date, oh, head over heels, I'm in love with you. 25 years later, married life, who the hell are you? So what we want to do is don't allow that conditioning, don't allow the past to cover up the love that's present in the moment. See the individual like you've never seen them before, so you can't bring any judgment from the past or from past experiences that you may have shared with them. And then she emphasizes again the importance of meditation. And I was strolling through the pages of one of my favorite books called The Way of Mastery. And I came across this simple exercise. It's so helpful, and I've used it many times, and I'm using it now more than ever. It's where we simply breathe in, and as we breathe in, we say to ourselves, silently or aloud, depending on the circumstance, I accept. Breathe out the love of God. Breathe in, I accept. Breathe out the love of God. Somebody does something that triggers you, that you want to react to, that you want to justify your defensiveness about. Stop yourself in your tracks. Don't go there. That's the first step, as Course in Miracles says, into the descent to hell. You stop right there in your tracks and breathe in. You can do this silently. You can do it right in the presence of somebody that you feel has offended you. I accept the love of God. I accept the love of God. Inhale, I accept. Exhale, the love of God. In The Way of Mastery, we read these beautiful words. Therefore, fear not, for you are the creator of your journey. You are the one given the infinite power of the mind of God to see through the eyes of love, to rest in perfect safety, and to embrace all that comes to you in the simple reality that you have called it to you. A challenge, perhaps, but always an opportunity to expand your commitment to love. He goes on to say, and where love is chosen so that you want nothing else, you will see nothing else but a lovely world, infinite in dimension, sparkling in clarity, radiant in beauty. You will look upon it and say, behold, it is very good. You want a more loving world? In each and every moment, make the choice for love. My name is Chris Jackson, and I approve of this message.
What a great message, Reverend Chris. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to use that. I accept the love of God. Miami traffic is back to normal, people, all right? So I'll be using this a lot in my car, but I won't close my eyes because I don't want to get into a car accident. I accept the love of God. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to all our spirit groups that are reading Gabby Bernstein's book right now. It's amazing to have the message on Sunday coincide with our spirit group. So hello to all of you guys out there as well. We're so blessed to belong to this spiritual community and to be spiritually fed every Sunday. We especially appreciate your giving during these challenging times. Our Sunday celebrations are the primary ways in which we are financially supported, and we are continuing to be mindful and serve as good stewards of all we have and all we receive, while we provide the necessary programming to support you, our spiritual community. Your giving is made simple through text giving, or you can go through our website, unityonthebay.org. If you want to give via text, it's easy peasy. You just text UOTB to 73256. That's UOTB to 73256. You set it up once, you make your life a lot easier. So we're going to hold your phones or your gifts to your heart, and we're going to bless these gifts together. Divine love, that I am, blesses all that I give and all that I receive. It's time for the kiddies. Bring the kids up. Bring the kids up. I miss you guys. We're all going to be together soon. I promise, okay? And it's time to bless these incredible children. So let's get these hands ready. You can bring your four-legged kids up, too. I know that my dog is pawing at the screen right now. All right. Children, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. I really do miss you guys. And we are going to be together real soon. If you're watching us for the first or second time, we'd love to get to know you better. Text NEW, N-E-W, to 305-573-9191. That's NEW, N-E-W, to 305-573-9191. If you'd like for us to pray with you, we're going to put the link in the comment section right below, and all the information's right there. Every prayer intention sent, trust me, is responded. Ms. Carmen doesn't play around when it comes to the prayer chaplains, all right? Now, join us as Dale leads us in a prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now let's sing together the peace song, and remember to have an amazing week.